Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video of the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the 2015 New York Giants rebuild here on Madden 24 on the PC. That's right, we are changing the history of the New York Giants. We started back in 2015, and now we are actually into the 2018-2019 NFL season. No, we're into the 2019-2020 NFL season. I forgot last episode was the 2019 NFL draft. So this is the 2019-2020 NFL season. So it's getting even closer to more modern times. And if you guys remember from last episode, we had a little bit of a skerfuffle, you could say. Put that on the word of the day calendar. A little bit of a skerfuffle with EA Sports, with Madden NFL. Now, I still don't know for a fact. There's been some confusion. I don't know for 100% fact if it was my fault for what happened last episode or if it was EA Sports. But basically, if you didn't watch last episode, what happened was during the NFL draft, we were drafting our first two players in our first two rounds pretty normally like you would do in a normal NFL draft. But then we had gotten to the point where it was like round 3 or round 4, and it came up with this weird glitch. I think it's a glitch at least. And it said that the draft timer had expired and the CPU is going to pick your player, even though it said that I had the pick and the draft clock was paused the entire time. So I have no idea. We had to end up simulating. I couldn't figure out how to fix it. So we had to end up simulating the entire rest of the draft. So we didn't have as good of a draft as I had wanted to, because there was a couple players in that draft that I wanted to grab, but I just simply couldn't do it because I had to simulate the rest of the draft, and it just auto-drafted a bunch of trash players. So the 2019 draft did not go the way that I wanted it to, but I still think we are a very, 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 very good team. And I think this year, with another year of progression for Patrick Mahomes, with another year of progression for all of our receivers, all of our weapons, the offensive line getting better, the defense still getting better, but the defense still needs a little bit of work, but we're still pretty good. I think that this year we could make a deep run in the playoffs, maybe in the championship appearance. I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. If you guys are excited, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get into the video. So here we are. It is the 2019 NFL season. Let's take a look at what our roster looks like. Give it a little bit of a refresher from the last episode. We've got Patrick Mahomes as our starting quarterback. He had his first year as a starter last episode, and I think he's going to be good. Just a little hunch. Just a little hunch that he's going to be good. We do need him to take that next step and get X Factor, so hopefully he has a really, really good year this year and climbs to X Factor development. We have Nick Chubb, who I think already had X Factor when we drafted him, so that's awesome. They also took David Montgomery in the auto-generated part of the draft, which kind of sucked, or auto-simulated, but hey, it's whatever. Odell Beckham Jr. is still here. He's a true 99. We have Tyreek Hill, who's only getting better. And what, is he only 25? Yeah, he's 25 years old. He's only going to get better. He's still a dominant player. We have Cooper Kupp, who's going to get better. They drafted us Hunter Renfrow and also that simulated part of the draft last episode. So we have Hunter Renfrow now. I'm assuming he's only going to have star. And then we have James Washington, who is just kind of there to be depth, I guess. Offensive line, Eric Flowers is still here. But the rest of the offensive line, honestly, could go either way. We do have Elton Jenkins, who was one of the guys that I got to draft, but I want another guy. We couldn't get him, but it's too much. I'm harping on it too much. Elton Jenkins is here, and maybe after a season progression could take over Wyatt Teller's position at right guard. We'll have to wait and see. But the offensive line still could use some fine-tuning, that's for sure. Tight end, we're looking good with Mark Andrews, George Kittle, and we did bring back Cameron Brate on a cheaper deal, so that's nice. So we have 3 pretty solid tight ends that I trust. Then on the defense, we've obviously got some studs like Joey Bosa, like Jalen Ramsey, like Landon Collins. We got TJ Watt in a trade last episode, so we pair him alongside Hassan Reddick, which is going to be a really nice 1-2 punch off the edge. And we're probably going to be trading Jadeveon Clowney in this episode because we drafted Brian Burns with our first-round pick last episode. So Brian Burns will take over after this season for next episode. He'll be our new rush right end, and then we'll trade Jadeveon Clowney for, I don't know, something, maybe a first-round pick, maybe a strong side. We'll trade him for something. I have no idea what we're going to be trading for. But we also signed, I think we signed Ronald Darby in free agency. We have J.C. Jackson, who's going to be developing as a corner. We have Shaquille Griffin. We have Prince Amukamara, who's still good. So the defense, I said in the intro, still needs a little bit of work, and it does. We still need a strong safety. We still need some more higher overall linebackers, I guess you could say. We got Eric Armstead, I think, in free agency as well. So, or maybe that was a trade. I can't remember exactly. But the team still needs a little bit of work. But we're, as you can see, we have 89 offense, 88 defense, and 88 overall. We're still pretty good as a team. And then our schemes, we are going to be running Packer Playbook because we have known in all of the rebuilds that I've done and all of the videos that I've done with these two series, the 2012 and the 2015, that Aaron Rodgers wins the MVP 99% of the time. So something with that Packer Playbook is going crazy. So we are going to be using it, and we're going to be using Dallas's defense to hopefully get TJ Watt and Hassan Reddick a couple more big season numbers. So that's going to be crucial for them. But I'm hoping that Patrick Mahomes utilizes this Packer playbook and maybe wins the MVP, because that would certainly give him, obviously, X Factor, which is what the goal is. But it's time for the most important part of every episode of these. It is to load in the draft class, and we are loading in the 2020 draft class. I don't even know if I have the 2020 draft class. I have the 2021 draft, but I don't have 2020. Uh-oh. Okay, I don't know if there is a 2020 draft class downloaded. Let me go and check the Discord. The Madden Monitors Community Discord. Little shout out to them. That's where I get all my mods, where you guys can get all your mods as well. I'm going to go check and see if I forgot to download the 2020 draft class or if there's just not one there. Okay, so I got it. I forgot to download it. I have the 2020 NFL draft class now implemented into the game, so we are ready to go. Obviously, Joe Shiesty is here at quarterback, but we don't need a quarterback. The reason I didn't have it downloaded is because we don't really get this far in any of these rebuilds, so I didn't have the need for it, and I just forgot it, I guess. So we have it in now. Joe Burrow, Tua, Herbert, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts. If we were going to need a quarterback, this would certainly be one of the times to need one. But we have Patrick Mahomes. We don't need a quarterback. So we are good to go on that. Running back, I'm going to put DeAndre Swift. I'm going to put Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Dillon, Antonio Gibson. We have Nick Chubb, but getting one of these guys as a backup running back, I mean, some of these guys are valued at round 2 to 3. So getting one of those guys as a backup would be really, really big. Considering we have David Montgomery and Bishop Sankey as our backup running backs right now, we need probably a little bit more consistency at backup running back. We also have a few other guys down here like James Robinson, J.J. Taylor's a solid value running back. The wide receivers, we've got Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, I'll put on there. Justin Jefferson, obviously. Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman. I mean, there's so many good wide receivers in this one. KJ Hamler. We'll put, not Claypool. Actually, you know what? We'll put Claypool on there. We could revive his career. You never know. We've got down here, we've got Gabe Davis. Tyler Johnson even is a nice little value pickup. Darnell Mooney, money with 2 O's. KJ Osborne, DPJ, Quez Watkins for the speed factor alone. And you guys know we don't have crazy depth of wide receivers, so getting a couple of wide receivers in this class could be big. Is there anybody else down the board that we may want to take a peek at? Probably not. Tight ends, like I said in the beginning, we're pretty solid on tight end. We have 3 that I trust, so it's not like we absolutely have to come with a tight end. But if there's an Albert O or a Kobe Parkinson down the board that has some good value, maybe we come away with them. Probably not, because I'll probably end up going for somebody else. But you never know. There could be some guys. I mean, there was a couple potentially undrafted guys that could end up being good. Left tackles, we could use a tackle. I said the offensive line needs to have some changes probably. So you got Andrew Thomas, you got Jedrick Wills, Tristan Wirfs. If we could come away with Tristan Wirfs, that would be amazing. I don't know how we'll pull it off, but that would be awesome. Left guards, you've got Damian Lewis, who would be solid. Even Ezra Cleveland would be pretty good. Jonah Jackson. Who else in here? Kevin Dotson could be solid for us. There's a few guys. Centers, Tyler Biotish. You've got not really much else after that, though. Right guards, Cesar Ruiz, Robert Hunt, Michael Wenyu, John Runyon could be a nice value pickup. We've got some options on the offensive line, and we don't have to get them all in this draft class. Right tackles, Mekhi Becton. That's probably about it, though. And it looks like it's going to be. And then the defensive line, obviously, Chase Young is at the top of the board. Julian Aquara, we could even have. Justin Mbatamuke could be interesting. Who else is down here? Probably nobody else. No, nobody else there. Derek Brown, move into D-tackle. That could be cool. AJ Epinesa has finally come into his own in real life, so we could have him on the team. Who else? Nobody else in the right end spot. D-tackle, Javon Kinlaw. Devon Hamilton, Neville Gallimore. I like all these guys. They could be certainly Tyre Tart even. We got some options. We'll have to see what our draft capital looks like, but we've got some options in this class to come away with some good players, some good value players. Akeem Davis-Gaither is a solid pickup. Nobody else on the left outside spot. Kenneth Murray, Patrick Queen, get some speed at middle linebacker. Malik Harrison. Troy Dye. I was a big fan of Troy Dye at Oregon, but he hasn't really become anything in the NFL. That's okay. Shaquille Quarterman. I was a big fan of him at Miami, too. Let's see. Who else? Even Chris Barnes could be a nice pickup. Probably not going to end up being our pickup, but, I mean, we'll have him on the board just in case. YGM, Josh Uche. Josh Uche might be one of my main targets. If we could bring in some speed like Josh Uche, that'd be really, really good. Willie Gay, Alex Highsmith, Logan Wilson even. DJ Wanham. Who else do we want? Probably nobody else down here. Nah, I'm not really feeling it. And then corners. We're in a pretty good spot with corners, but you can always use one. CJ Henderson, AJ Terrell, Jalen Johnson, Trayvon Diggs, Christian Fulton, Cam Dantzler, Big Play Darnay, even Troy Pride Jr., L'Jarius Sneed. This is a deep, deep cornerback class. Bryce Hall is here. Who else do we want? Anybody else? Probably not Miles Bryant. There's other Lamar Jackson. Who else do we want? Nobody else. But we've got a lot of good options at corner. That is for sure. Free safeties, Xavier McKinney, Antoine Winfield, Jeremy Chin, even Ashton Davis we could see. Terrell Burgess. Who else? Geno Stone has become one of the better safeties, or corners, I guess, in all of the NFL this season in real life. So we could have him on the board. Then we got Isaiah Simmons, maybe a hybrid linebacker safety type. Kyle Duggar's been amazing for the Patriots. One of the few bright spots. Grant Delpit. Who else? Jordan Fuller. Cam Curl even. Day 3 projection on Cam Curl is crazy. The value. There's some kickers, there's some punters, but we're not really interested in those guys. So we have our board pretty much figured out in terms of all the positions, all the players in each position that we are going to target. We'll see as we go along what kind of things we're going to be choosing. And it looks like we need to change our national scout because D-end and offensive lineman or outside linebacker are not the strengths of the class. So our 3-star scout is going to be, I guess we could go corner and receiver again. It's fine. We'll do corner receiver again. It's not a big deal. National scout, since corner and receiver are both strengths of this class, which it seems like every class that's the strength. But let's simulate to the midseason mark, see how the team is doing. Hopefully this Packer playbook is as good as advertised because I really want Mahomes to take that next step. So I will see you guys at the Week 8 midseason mark, and we'll evaluate where the team is at once we get there. We have arrived at the Week 8 midseason mark, and the team is not performing amazing, but nobody really in the NFC East so far is performing amazing. Everybody has at least 3 wins. Nobody's doing great, so we're right there in the thick of things for the division win. I just wish we were performing a little bit better. It's kind of upsetting that we're losing too many games, and we have no money, and Landon Collins wants a Supermax. All right. We have absolutely no money. Mahomes is going to want an extension on his contract. We're going to have to accept his option. Hassan Reddick, same deal. This is going to get interesting. We can make some things happen with some salary renegotiating. We can restructure some of the big boy contracts, like Odell Beckham Jr.'s massive contract. Eric Flowers is making huge amounts of money. Even John Hankins. We certainly need to adjust his contract. So let's restructure. That'll free up. Ooh, estimated cap space after the restructure is -$1 million. Okay, we don't want to do that. I don't want to go negative. So let's see who we can... Who do we make, like, no penalty on? TJ Watt we don't get a penalty on because the Bears are paying his bonus, I'm pretty sure. Who else are we making big-time decisions on? Probably Devon Kennard. Can we restructure his deal? We would have -7.8 in 2020. Okay. Let's do it. Forget about the future. We live in the present. I'm going to do the same thing for John Hankins now because screw the future. Am I right? Screw the future. We will do that. John Hankins' contract has been restructured. We now have a little bit more wiggle room, but we still need to restructure a few more deals to make sure we have the right things. And I might want to do it on Eric Armstead, but I don't know if that's going to really make that much of a difference. I might do Manti Te'o, though. Restructure Manti's deal. Yes, sir. All right. $17 million should be enough to make some offers. We could probably even restructure Odell's deal, if we're being totally honest. Yeah, let's restructure Odell's deal. It's going to be a lot of money in the future, but what did I say? Screw the future. Screw it. We have money to now at least negotiate with some people. So we have, look at all that, $73 million. We were -$5 million after that, or before this. So Landon Collins absolutely needs to return. And we're going to get bit by his contract in the future, but screw the future, baby. He's on the fence with this offer, but they're real close to something. Oh, that's annoying. Tyreek also has to return to the squad. 5-year deal. Bump up his money. And we'll make it $10 million on that as well. Tyreek is coming back perfect. Matt Ioannidis, we'll get him back. He shouldn't be too expensive. We should be able to get him on that. Yes, we do. 3 more seasons, I'm pretty sure. Devondre Campbell's interesting. We'll probably bring him back. Bradley McDougall, I probably should bring him back. Jonathan Jones, I'll give him a 2-year deal. We'll bump his bonus up. He's coming back. I'll bring back Judon as well, because I think Judon can develop, but we'll have to wait and see. Judon's coming back. Marshall Newhouse, probably not. Casillas, probably not. Eli, I'll bring Eli Manning back just because he's a legacy guy. He's a Giants legend, so we'll bring Eli back until he retires. So whenever that happens. Then we'll accept the options on Mahomes and Reddick so we can get those 5th years. Actually, we might want to reject Mahomes' contract just so we can get him cheaper than what he is, because if he goes even higher than what he is now, we could be in trouble paying him a lot of money. So if we lock him down for a long time on a cheaper deal, it could end up being good for us in the long run. We'll figure it out. But we do have to simulate another week to renegotiate with Landon Collins. We should only have to add maybe like $500,000, maybe an extra $1 million. I'm not 100% sure. But mock draft number 2 has Derek Brown going number 1. That's probably not how it's going to end up, but right now that's the case. Currently, we pick with the number what pick? Where do we have? Do we not have a first-round pick? Did I pass it? Did I trade my first-round pick? I don't remember. Oh, no, I passed it. It's number 22. I couldn't remember if I passed it. Right now, Joe Burrow is at number 18. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Do we grab Joe Burrow? Nah, we don't need Joe Burrow. That would be crazy, though. If we could trade... We could trade Patrick Mahomes and draft Joe Burrow. Oh, my God. That'd be insane. I'm not going to do that, though. National focus. Should we do it on receiver or on corner? What do we have more of? Receivers, probably going to be the move. And receiver is probably something we need a little bit more than we need corner. Although there are some very good corners down the board. I guess if I want to know a little bit more about them, I'll just individually scout them. Receiver is probably something we need a little bit more of, so that's going to be my focus. Use it on the receivers. There we go. We'll know about 95, 100% on all of those guys. Perfect. And let's skip to the next week so that we can renegotiate with Landon Collins and bring him back officially. Let's negotiate. All right, Landon. Stop playing hardball. If I give you $500,000 more, he's coming back. So it only took $500,000 more dollars. Devondre I'll also bring back. I hope I don't have to pay him too much. He's coming back. Perfect. Okay. So we have $18 million to decide on everybody else. I think I am going to do that deal with Mahomes where I'm going to not accept his player option and then just get him on a longer deal, but for cheaper in the long run. Because if he has a really good season, he's going to want more money. So we'll play it by ear, but that's probably what I'm going to be doing. Simulating week 9 with the Panthers is going to go down as a W. Love to see it. And then week 10 against the Vikings. Can we get back into the 500 territory or above 500 territory? No, we can't. Interesting. I feel like we're going to be in no man's land this season. That's just kind of the vibe I'm getting. We're going to be not bad enough to be a top pick, but not good enough to make a playoff push, and that's not where you want to be. But we make it to week 11, the most important week of the regular season, because this is where we get to put in some extra scouting. So if we go to receivers, is there any... Oh my God, all these receivers at the top look amazing. Obviously, we know how good they are in real life. They all look amazing. And Gabe Davis even down the board looks good. Darnell Mooney looks good. I mean, there's some good receivers down the board. That is for sure. Let's take a look at offensive linemen. I definitely want to know more about Tristan Wirfs. Absolutely want to know more about him. I want to know more about... I want to know more about Michael Wenyu, for sure. And I want to know more, probably, about Tyler Biadasz, because he could be our center. So we're going to use all 3 of our Week 11 points on offensive line, because we could certainly use some upgrades. That is for sure. Are we going to win Week 11 against the bad Eagles? They're only 2-7, so they're not very good. And we do beat them only by a point, which is a little bit worrying, but hey, we beat them. And we have a tandem breakout. What? Tandem breakout? The heck is that? A tandem breakout for Ronald Darby and Jalen Ramsey. We'll go with the praise Ronald Darby, because that was a ratings boost instead of an interception boost. So Ramsey gets 2,500 XP, and we have to get 2 combined interceptions and pass deflections with Darby. Okay, but he's got +3 man and zone for the game. Is he going to do it? I highly doubt it. Stranger things have happened. I mean, we saw Atiba Rubin go to an X Factor. We win the game 24-22, so it's possible that he do it. I came in feeling good as a great translate to make some plays. That's a good sign. Great job. Ronald Darby just did it. What does that mean? Does that not mean he goes up? What? Hold on. Does Ronald Darby not go up to Superstar because of that? Or did he just get XP? Adjust the lineup. Go over to defense. No, Darby's still a star, so I guess it just means that he just got XP. All right, whatever. I thought that meant he was going to get a development trade upgrade, but I guess I was wrong. So we will move to the next week. We win, and we get a defensive break. Oh, so this might be where he gets the chance. Okay, yeah. So the tandem breakout is only successful, or you only get this opportunity if you get the tandem breakout to work. So since we got it, then we go to the next week, and now it activated this part. So now he has the chance to go up to Superstar. I got it. We lost 27-21, but that doesn't necessarily mean he didn't get it. And I really felt like everybody on the same page. We just need to show it on the field. Keep working. Darby didn't get it. Man, that is so annoying that those don't happen all the time. We are a 7-6 team leading the division. This game right here is for the division. Actually, that's probably not true. Oh, no, it is. Because I was going to say Washington is we play them in week 17. but they're 4-9, so they're out of the division. It is us and the Cowboys. If we beat Dallas here, we will win the division most likely. And we will win 35-7. All right. That is a big victory against a big rival. Because now we have a game lead over them in the division. We also beat the bad Eagles. So we are 9-6. And the Cowboys lost. They are slipping. It is 7-8. If we can beat Washington, we might clinch the division right here. We might have already done it, but this would guarantee it. 35-17, the Giants have won the NFC East. I don't remember if we did that last year, but we have done it this year. And we end the season on, what, a 4-game win streak? That was pretty crazy. Packer playbook might be coming into play. And unfortunately, we weren't good enough to be number one in the NFC, but we do make the playoffs as a wild card team. Let's see how Mahomes did. So he had 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. So the Packer playbook didn't have him turning the ball over, but it also didn't have him putting up crazy MVP-type numbers. Nick Chubb played really well, 1,000 yards and 17 touchdowns, very solid. Odell Beckham Jr., 1,400 yards and 12 touchdowns. If he didn't already have X Factor, he would be an X Factor now. Maybe they should add like a platinum tier or something. Tyreek Hill had 800 yards and 6 touchdowns. Andrews played pretty well, so did Cooper Kupp. Defensively, did the Dallas playbook work? I think it might have. We got a lot of tackles. Manti Te'o had 130. That's pretty crazy. Reddick had 102. McDougal had 89. Darby had 81. For tackle for loss, Hankins had 19. Clowney had 17. Armstead had 13. Sack leader was Bosa with 12.5. Clowney had 7. 5 for Armstead. Where did TJ Watt do? 2? That's it? He didn't really even play that much, it doesn't look like. Interception leader Ramsey had 5. Oh my god. Teo had 4, 3 for Darby, 2 for Reddick and Amukamara, and then 1 for TJ. So those are our numbers. Those are the numbers. What is our situation looking like in terms of trade capital? Or draft capital, I should say. We have 1 first-round pick, 1 second-round pick, and then nothing really else. And then we have no first or second in 2021. What did I trade to get away or to get that? I don't remember. So our pick equity is not too high headed into the next couple off seasons, but that's okay because we can use our brain to figure out who we want to draft. And honestly, we're in a pretty good spot at this point where we don't necessarily need to have high draft picks because we're trying to get in that winning window. Speaking of the winning window, are we going to beat the St. Louis Rams in the wild card round of the playoffs? We didn't beat them. We lose 31-28 over the Rams, or against the Rams, and we are out of the playoffs in the first round. I hate this game. How do we go on such a good win streak to end the season? We're hot. We're one of the best teams, the hottest teams coming into the postseason, and we lose our first game at home. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. And look who it is. The Packers are in the World Series, the Super Bowl, using their playbook, which is what we're using, and they beat the Chiefs. Packers win the Super Bowl. I wish I would have won the Super Bowl, but that's okay. We're still trying to get there. We're not there yet. Matthews is the MVP of the Super Bowl. Rodgers, once again, is the MVP of the league. Corey Davis, wide receiver for the Rams, and Aaron Donald is the Defensive Player of the Year. Debo for the Chargers and Devin White for the Bears are your Rookies of the Year for this season. So no awards for the Giants, but we're used to that at this point. We are certainly used to that. All right. So I did just take a peek at the cap room, and it said we have negative $55 million. Yeah, so my game plan for not signing Patrick Mahomes or not accepting the option on Patrick Mahomes, yeah, that's out the window. We are going to accept Patrick Mahomes' option, and we're going to accept Hassan Reddick's option. We're just going to have to bite the bullet if Mahomes wants more money later down the line. And everybody else is going to have to leave simply because the money ain't there. The money ain't there. That is for sure. So we won't be signing anybody in free agency. It's going to be an uneventful free agent period, but I will take a peek at who's in there. And there is, Gerald Hodges. That would have been a very intriguing one if we had money. I might have even put a big offer on him. Anybody else? We could sign the defending Super Bowl MVP, Clay Matthews. But I mean, there's not really any amazing players in free agency. I mean, there's some guys that I would be intrigued about possibly signing to help the team maybe go all in, but I think we're in a pretty good spot. If we can come away with some solid players, now we don't have a 4th round pick this year or a 3rd round pick this year, so we're going to miss out on some of those middle guys, but there were some day 3 or undrafted guys that we could take a shot on. I'm not ruling that out. There looked like there could be some pretty solid players down the board. We'll just have to figure out what we want to do in the 1st round, because obviously we probably don't have the capital to trade up without trading away some players. So we'll have to figure out what we want to do there. The final mock draft has Chase Young going number 1, Okudah going number 2, Brown 3, Burrow 4. Tristan Wirfs unfortunately has jumped all the way to number 6. I don't like that. Justin Jefferson's 10. But honestly, receivers are very, very good in this class. But it looks like all of them are going to go higher than what we are picking. There's some guys down the board that we could certainly grab. But I feel like if we're not going to be able to get Tristan Wirfs, which we're probably not, if we could jump into the top 15 and grab a receiver in the 1st round, I certainly would think that would be a good draft for us, considering what we're working with here. So maybe, just maybe, I can make it work with a trade. I'm not sure. Jonathan Taylor, we don't need a running back, not in the 1st round at least. But receivers, we know enough about the receivers. We don't need to scout, or we don't need to waste points on them. But we need to figure out who we're going to target in round 5, round 6, or round 7. That's going to be where we need to go. Biotish is a possibility, maybe for round 5, if he's available. Michael Wenyu's also a possibility. Didn't I use my points on Michael Wenyu? I don't even know. I thought I did. He's only at 50%. I guess we'll use him again. I thought I used it on him. And then we will... Who else should we go after? Maybe a Tyre Tart, since he's undrafted. Or... Probably not going to be in the position to get Uche. He'd be really good to get, but I just don't think we're going to be in that spot. I'll use L'Jarius Sneed, and we definitely need to get a safety now that we lost McDougal. So, a Kyle Duggar type, but he's a 1st round option. A Cam Curl would certainly be a guy that I'd be happy to come away with. So, I think we can come away with some good players. That is for sure. I really do. Let's get to the actual draft period, and I will try to make a trade for a receiver. I don't know how we're going to do it. Mock draft number 5 has Jefferson going off the board 1st at 10. Jumping from, what are we picking at 22? 21. Jumping from 21 to 10 is probably going to be a little bit too difficult. But, I mean, pairing Odell, Tyreek, and Justin Jefferson would be pretty crazy. But I would be fine coming away with a CeeDee Lamb or even a Brandon Ayuk. One of those guys. I mean, any of these guys I'd be happy to come away with. It might be easier to trade up to like 12 or 13. Let's just talk. Let's talk with some teams. Figure out who's going to go where. Trade center... All right, we're only going to be able to trade draft picks, so we have to keep that in mind as well. So we want to jump into the 12 to 15 range, I would say, because I don't think we're going to be able to trade with the Colts. I don't think it's going to be possible. So if we do that, it's not as difficult. I used the staff points on the value. That's probably why it's easier, because we have a little bit better value. And we have a lot of 2022 picks. Why do I have so many 22 picks? I don't remember. But I can give you a 4th rounder. Because if we could come away with Justin Jefferson, I'd be super happy. I'd be over the freaking moon. Okay. It's probably going to have to be a 2. We have 2 2s. So it's probably going to be a 2. There it is. And we have a 4 that I can throw. That's very close. I can give you one of my 2 7s, And we did it. So a first, a second, a 4, and a 7 gets us the 10th pick in the draft, and we can come away with Justin Jefferson. I'm happy with that. I'd say that is a big, fat W. I would like to come away with Tristan Wirfs, but it's just not going to work out that way. And it looks like everybody is getting drafted where they expected to be. Tristan Wirfs does go to the Niners. We could have probably taken the 10th pick and traded up to get Wirfs, but I feel like getting Justin Jefferson is going to be a little bit better for us. So let's go take him. Justin Jefferson, where are you? There you are. Welcome to the team. You look amazing. Good athlete, good route runner, good player all in general. Justin Jefferson is a New York Giant. Boom. We're not missing on him. We're not taking Jalen Reagor. We're taking Justin Jefferson. Okay. So we will skip a few more picks just to see kind of the names that go off the board. Patriots get Michael Pittman. I would not have hated that. Didn't we take... Who did we take in the 2020 draft? Was that Mac Jones? That was Mac Jones in the first round. Yikes. Mekhi Becton, Jordan Brooks, Robert Hunt, CJ Henderson, Austin Jackson. What did I pick? Oh, I picked the draft board. Tua's still on the board. So is Justin Herbert. I wonder who goes where. Justin Herbert goes to the Falcons. Cole Kmet to the Steelers. Kyle Duggar. Okay. I figured he would go first round. That's not shocking to me. Jonathan Taylor, Jags. Claypool to the Rams. Chenault, Chiefs. Trayvon Diggs to the Packers. So Tua falls to the second round. DeAndre Swift to the Lions. History repeats itself. Cesar Ruiz. Tua to the Bengals. So instead of getting Joe Burrow, the Bengals get Tua. Look at that. Josh Uche would have been nice. Hurts goes to the 49ers. 49ers fans, let me know how you feel about that. That's crazy. Antoine Winfield to the Dolphins. Ezra Cleveland. J.K. Dobbins. Jordan Love to the Cardinals. Yikes. I mean, they don't have Kyler Murray in this universe, so I guess it's fine. Grant Delpit to the Patriots. Patriots having a solid draft. I wouldn't be mad at this draft if it was real life. Michael Pittman and Grant Delpit. I'd be pretty happy with that. And now we are back up. We got our receiver in Justin Jefferson. Now we need to focus on something else. The running backs. I guess we can grab James Robinson if we have a pick in the 7th round that we're not using. We're not going to come with a receiver, even though Gabe Davis does look cool. We could, I guess, grab him later in the round. He's day 3. So later in the draft, that could be a possibility. Biotish is still there. I'm hoping he's there in the 5th round, but if he's not, maybe we look at ONU. And then as far as defensive players go, Tyre Tart's still there, but we'll pass on him for now. Middle linebacker could be a shot for us. It could be Kenneth Murray. Or maybe Willie Gay. Is Willie Gay fast? He is elite speed. Willie Gay could be our guy to replace Manti Te'o. We can put him in middle linebacker. And then we got corners. But we can come away with L'Jarius Sneed hopefully later in the draft. I'm not sure where we go with this. We might even trade back. Because, yeah, there's some players that we could grab, like a Kenneth Murray or a Willie Gay. But we could get other draft picks. Field general for Kenneth Murray and Willie Gay. What's his archetype? He's a run stopper. I guess I should have scouted him a little bit more. He's got the physicals. He definitely has the physicals. I'm leaning a little bit towards him. I'm certainly leaning a little bit towards him, and we could put him at middle linebacker. He'd probably be fine. I think I'm going to take Willie Gay. The speed is just putting it over the edge for me. He is only normal development, but 88 speed, 91 acceleration. I'm happy with that. I'm fine with it. The speed kills. You can't teach speed, so I'm happy about that. And now we simulate all the way to the 5th round, and we see what's available. I don't know if there's going to be anything. Our board is probably going to look pretty darn bare. Let's first go to the offensive line. And everybody's gone. Biotish and Onwenu are both gone. Tyre Tart's available. All of the corners are gone? Wow, that's crazy. And Cam Curl is gone as well. Shocking. I'm shocked that this stuff has happened. I guess we'll take Geno Stone. We'll grab Geno Stone in the 5th round. and we will come back in the 6th. I thought I was going to be able to get Cam Curl for sure. I was wrong. We grab Geno Stone. We will... Who will we grab next? Maybe we go for Tart, but this could be a little bit early for that. I guess we could grab James Robinson with this pick and then grab Tart in the 7th. Let's do that. Let's grab James Robinson. He's only normal development, but at least I got a running back that I actually wanted instead of David Montgomery. I'm not hating on David Montgomery. He's a fine player. He's a great running back in real life. That's just not who I wanted in that draft. And then we come away with Tyler Tart. I hate my life. Tyler Tart's gone, so we just draft somebody. Who do we get? I could just take Juwan Johnson, the tight end. But we have... I'm pretty good at tight end. We don't really need tight end. How many times can I say tight end? Tommy Townsend's available. Let's just take Tommy Townsend. He's a fine punter. 97 kick power. So we grab Tommy Townsend. That's fine. I don't even know if we needed a punter. And that'll be the end of the draft. So at least we didn't have that weird glitch where it wouldn't let me draft a player. But we obviously dominated with Justin Jefferson. He's already an 87. I don't know if this class needs to be tuned down a little bit in terms of the overalls, but hey, I didn't make the class. Willie Gay's a 75, Geno Stone's a 72, Robinson's a 76, and Townsend an 82. So we did come with a good class in terms of ratings. Best player was Winfield with an 88. Okay, okay, I understand. Yeah, some of this class is a little bit highly rated in terms of the overalls, so I might have to adjust that. But it's too late for this series. It's too late for this series. So it looks like the league is going to get a huge injection of really talented, highly overall young players. But there's not really much I could do about that. That's all right. That is all right. Not a big deal. Is it really going to matter? It might. It certainly might. Oh, I forgot I wanted to make that trade for trade Jadeveon Clowney. I might be able to trade him for a draft pick, I guess. For a first-round pick for the 2021 class. Let's go and generate best lineup. So Jefferson will automatically be our third receiver. We have more depth at receiver, which I like. Offensive line still looking a little interesting. Since we couldn't come away with a Wenyu or what's-his-face, Biotish. And then defensively, we are probably going to trade Clowney and start Brian Burns. And I might just make Geno Stone a strong safety for season 1, just because we don't have another option since we lost Bradley McDougall. And it'll get him a chance to play. So I don't know if he can play strong safety. Probably not, but it's Madden. Who cares? He's a 72. All right. So let's go and end the episode with a little bit of a trade for Jadeveon, or trading away Jadeveon Clowney. Let's go and do the thing. I don't know if this is gonna work because we have no cap room, but we'll give it a shot. Jadeveon Clowney. We can get some good players. Shane Ray, Reggie Ragland. If we can get a strong safety, that'd be awesome. But I'm looking for draft picks. That's probably what I want. Kendall Fuller, Yannick Ngakoue. Okay, we're not going to be getting the stuff that I want. Bears have 2 picks in the 2021 draft. Excuse me. I don't really know what I want to get. Probably not going to be able to get anything too high because Jadeveon's not going to be rated that highly. But maybe we can kind of rely on the Patriots being bad. The Patriots have the 14th pick. Maybe we could grab that. This trade would put your team over the salary cap if accepted. Why? How am I able to get these guys if it's going to put me over the salary cap? I don't understand. A 2023 third and Reggie Ragland. But I feel like Jadeveon Clowney is a little bit more valuable than that. Steven Nelson. There's some solid players in here. The draft pick capital is just not what I was expecting. And it seems like we're not going to be able to get a draft pick. Unless it's for 2022, I guess. Is that going to work? No. So I don't think we can trade for any draft picks. So if I do want to make a trade, it's going to have to be one of these one of these generated ones, the trade offer ones. I could just get our middle linebacker figured out. Like we could draft, or we could trade for Reggie Ragland or Denzel Perryman, but they're both the same overall. They're basically the same player. They're the same age, everything. I think I'm going to hold off on the trade for Jadeveon Clowney. I wanted to make a big trade, but if we can't get a draft pick because we have no cap room, then it's really not worth it. So we are going to hold off on the Jadeveon Clowney trade, put it to the table, and come back to it in the future. Maybe next episode, maybe a couple episodes from now. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But that is going to do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.